Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome to your September monthly tarot reading. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Universal Wisdom Tarot. And if you're returning, thank you so much for joining us again and for your continued support. If you enjoy these readings, why not take a quick second right now and hit that subscribe button? It's completely free, and you'll never miss out on the spiritual guidance and messages the universe has waiting for you. September feels like a month of powerful turning points, where releasing old fears, trusting your inner wisdom, and stepping into a new chapter with greater confidence and clarity can lead to unexpected and incredible breakthroughs. The energy surrounding this month reminds us that growth often begins the moment we stop resisting change and start trusting the journey unfolding before us. Stick around, friends, and let's see what the cards have in store for you. Well, hello there, Leo. This is your September monthly tarot reading. Please remember to take only what resonates. I have already asked for blessings for your reading, so let's get the cards out and then we'll connect to the energies. All right, beautiful Leo. Let's see what Spirit has in store for you this month, in the month of September. You have your main messages: Six of Pentacles, Hermit, King of Swords, Five of Cups, mixed bag of swords, pentacles on this table. Let's see, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 swords here. And then, of course, you have, swords and swords in the main message. You also have the Three of Swords twice. It's your overarching energy, but it's also the clarifier to your first week. And so I'm going to say to you, first of all, if you have been going through something that's, been uncomfortable, Leo, I would like to give you a big hug if I could be there for you. Sometimes this card is about having a little heartache, maybe having a little bit of something that is hard to go through, all right? But I love the fact that what I see for you is that as you progress through this month, remembering that pain, that heartache, that Three of Swords is a temporary thing. So I feel like you do, the healing does begin for you in this month. It starts, you will get through this healing, okay? And I feel like for some of you, this Three of Swords sometimes can be a little intimidating, especially when we see it. Okay, when it comes out in the deck and we actually see it. But this is really more about healing from your heartache and your heartbreak and your whatever, little, something that's been taking you down. Okay. So, what you're being asked to do here in this month is to release the disappointment, to forgive what cannot be changed, right? The past is the past. If we had time machines, maybe some of us would get in them and go back, but many of us would not, right? Many of us would just say, you know what? The past is the past for a reason. Things happen because we need to learn lessons from them. If we change it, then we never learn the lesson. Okay? So we have to be able to not only release the disappointment, but forgive what cannot be changed and allow yourself to move beyond situations that have weighed very heavily on your heart. Okay? And for some of you, some things have been weighing very heavily. For others of you, it's a little less heavy, but it's your time to forgive. It is your time to release. It is your time to find strength through honesty. All right. It is a month for you in September about emotional recovery, wisdom, and finding that strength through the honesty. And sometimes it's, the healing begins the moment we stop resisting what needs to end. All right. I feel like in this month, the past is gone and it no longer controls you. And that is where you want to get to, where the past no longer controls you. So the healing can begin, the healing will begin, the healing begins, period. End of sentence. Now, your first week is the Six of Pentacles. It is clarified by that Three of Swords again and the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like the month begins with the important lesson of balance. Six of Pentacles is give and take. Six of Pentacles is about your resources. So it could be about your physical energy, but it could be about your money, your finances, your what have you. You do have a Two of Pentacles here, right? So you have two Pentacles in that first week and two cards of Pentacles, of the suit of Pentacles. So this is about maybe perhaps finding more balance in your money. So if your pain has been that you haven't had enough, it's time to think about a budget. It's time to think about spending more wisely. It's time to forgive yourself that perhaps you didn't make the best choices financially, okay? And perhaps, it's about finding that balance. For some of you, it's finding balance in your work, in your career. Maybe you've given, but you're not getting the actual money for it. Maybe you're giving so much of your energy working days and nights and weekends, and you're not making that much, or days and nights and weekends, hoping that you will get the promotion, hoping you will get the bonus, hoping you'll get an increase. And that perhaps maybe didn't materialize. Perhaps that is your disappointment. So you are now wanting to restore the balance here. That balance would be saying, okay, maybe it's time for me to look for something else. Okay. Forgive yourself for having chosen that role, that position, that having accepted that job, perhaps. Okay. Now, this could also be in relationships for some of you, although there are not a ton of love cards on this table. So for some of you, it's restoring balance in your relationships with people. Okay, and that doesn't have to be just love, but restoring the balance and the harmony to a relationship for give and take of energy in that relationship. Maybe one person does more than other people do. Maybe you're doing a whole bunch of things and everybody else is sitting around, like your kids or whatever, and nobody else is pulling their weight. This could be your, I'm going to say, your little bit of heartbreak, and you were hoping that everybody else would kick in here or help out because they said they would, but maybe they aren't. Okay, so take it how it resonates. Everybody's situation is different. At the end of the day, the lesson here is balance. Six of Pentacles asks you to examine, where is your energy going? Where is your time going? Where are your emotions being invested? Are you giving too much? Are you receiving too little in return? Okay, thinking about how that works in the world, in the material world. Okay. Now, as I said, you have the Three of Swords twice here. So the past disappointments need to stay in the past. Okay? Because I feel like they are definitely still influencing you, your decisions in that first week, right? And that's what you want to get rid of so you can move forward here. All right? So the past is still influencing the present. You know, for some of you, you do feel like you have a lot of responsibilities. For some of you, you do feel like you have to juggle a bunch of things in your life, and it's very hard to achieve that balance. That is what perhaps is your heartbreak, right? And because you have these responsibilities, as I said, maybe you're hoping somebody else is going to kick in here. Maybe at work, you're the one who's doing all the work, but you're not getting the recognition for it, and other people are. Okay. And they're not necessarily pulling their weight, doing the multiple responsibilities that you are. Okay. So, first and foremost, my guides keep saying to me, and so I have to get this message out. They want you to know that you deserve the reciprocity. Okay, you deserve it. You deserve it. That is for sure. So this first week is about restoring the balance so you can get that reciprocity. It's about recognizing that things need to be healthier. Relationships, whether they're romantic, family, or career, the career and the effort and energy you put into it requires equal effort on both sides. Okay. And when it comes to your money, it is as well needs to be in a healthier state so that you can continue to live. All right. We get into the Hermit, clarified by the Ten of Wands and the Five of Swords. Now, I feel like you get to a little introspective here in this week. So, you know, because the Hermit always encourages us to step back from the outside noise and say, let me just listen to my own wisdom here. What is it that my own guiding force, whatever that is for you, and it's usually our gut or intuition or instinct or whatever. What is my own guiding light, my own guiding force telling me? What wisdom is there inside of me? Okay. You definitely have been carrying a lot. This responsibilities is seen here in this Ten of Wands. Okay. So that Ten of Wands says sometimes we carry more than we can handle. All right. Too much responsibility, perhaps. Right? And sometimes out of that comes some disagreements. Out of that comes some conflict. Out of that comes some situations that we just say, this is too much. Enough is enough. I can't keep going like this. I'm way over capacity. Okay? Sometimes some of these things simply aren't worth your energy anymore. So it's like you got to know which battles you're going to fight and which ones you aren't, because you're becoming exhausted. And so the introspection says, wait a minute, let me step back here. Let me step back and figure out, okay, wait a minute, I just can't handle this. What's really important? Okay? So rather than fighting everything and everyone, you're being guided to release, right? Release what doesn't belong to you. Release what somebody else has to pick up the slack for. Okay? Now, if it is related to your money, you're carrying maybe perhaps a bit too much debt for some of you. And you just can't keep buying like this. We all love Amazon. We all love to have these packages come to our door, but sometimes we just can't keep doing. Ordering online is like too easy almost. Okay? Because it's very easy just to order it and sit back and not do anything. And you don't even see the bill, right? Because it might go straight to your credit card. You'll see the bill eventually, but it almost feels too easy. Walking to the store sometimes keeps us less likely to want to spend our money. Okay, so that could be your introspective moment, okay, and what you're carrying too much of, and which is becoming exhausting, is the fact that maybe you don't have money to be able to do other things like travel or do, fun things, okay? So you're just trying to keep up with the bills, some of you, all right? Now, sometimes it's, the energy of our families, right? And what's going on in our families, and that they're not pulling their weight, or that you're trying to organize everything and they're not being helpful, all right? So this is where I say, this is where you can't win all the battles. You got to know, drop some things. They'll have to pick it up. When it's not getting done, they will do it. Okay. All right. So, yeah, so basically drop what doesn't belong to you, okay? And, sometimes the strongest thing you can do is just to walk away and bring yourself some peace, okay? So, next, we get into the King of Swords, clarified by the Nine of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. So now you're starting to see the light, right? You're having that clarity. You're seeing things much clearer. You're far more confident, right? The King of Swords is an energy of making decisions, using the intelligence, the discernment, the practical decisions, right? Without allowing the emotions to cloud his judgment. This is where you're saying, okay, I'm going to drop it. Okay, I'm going to leave it. Okay, I'm going to let so and so do that. Okay, I'm going to stop spending. Okay, I'm going to let the family pick that up. I'm going to let the other colleagues, do all that extra work. All right. So this is your week where you start to allow your you just to the clarity to come in, to no emotions here to cloud your judgment, and you're ready for your independence with that Nine of Pentacles, saying, you know what, that's it, enough is enough. That's the enough is enough point. Okay, you want your success, you are self-confident, you are going to go stronger here, and it's time for you to build the environment you want for yourself, not building the environment for everybody else. Okay, now of course you still have the Two of Swords here, which means you're still making some important decision or some choice that still needs to be made, as if I let this thing go, who's going to pick it up, and will they pick it up? So kind of deciding which of the battles you can win and which ones you can't, which ones are worth it, which ones are not, which are priorities and which isn't. Okay. But I feel like you're approaching it with wisdom, rather than saying, oh my God, this is never going to happen. Okay. No fear here. You're doing it with wisdom. Okay. Perhaps for some of you, these are financial matters. Deciding, okay, how do I get out of this? Do I pay this bill? Do I pay that bill? Do I pay this off completely? Do I pay a minimum payment? Do I, do I get money out? Do I not get money out? How do I do this? Do I seek investment advice? Do I not? All right. So, I feel like financial matters, maybe career decisions for some of you. Okay. But I really do feel there's personal boundaries that are really highlighted here. You're setting the boundary and you're saying, no, I'm not touching that anymore. I am not touching that. Somebody else is going to do it. All right. So I feel like there's the boundaries there that are being highlighted. You know your worth. And once you know your worth, that can change everything for you. So you end the month, you have the Five of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Three of Pentacles. You end it with an opportunity to release the past. The opportunity is there. The Five of Swords, the Five of Cups, I want to say, not the Five of Swords. The Five of Cups says the opportunity is there. Don't let the disappointment linger. Okay? Don't let the disappointment linger. Okay? Yes, the petals have fallen off, but you still have a beautiful branch full of live petals there. Okay? Turn your head, see the possibilities here. See the opportunities here and the ability that you have to release. Okay? So, you know, the Eight of Swords is the great card to have as the clarifier here, because if you want to see the other side and see that final opportunity, or see that the opportunity to release the past is possible, then the Eight of Swords reminds you that what's been holding you back really is only in your own thoughts, and you can break free. Okay? And I feel like this Three of Pentacles is that collaborative energy that says, you know what? Others will work with you. Others will pick up the slack. Okay? There is support there for you. Okay? Through other people. All right? So you don't have to carry everything alone anymore. You can accept the help. You can shift your perspective. You can step into a brighter future. This temporary heartbreak, whatever that's bothering you, can be released. Okay? And so September teaches you that, it's healing time. The healing begins. The past is gone. It can't control you anymore. And that healing isn't weakness, okay? That healing, to let something go, is not weakness. It's transformation is all it is. It's a change, okay? So by letting go of the old pain, you create the space for a stronger, new, better abundance, better life, okay? And certainly a much, much more peaceful heart. All right, let's get for you an oracle card. What additional message? What additional message would you like to give Leo for the month of September? What would you like Leo to know in addition to this reading for the month of September? Okay, you have it's number 1. It says north. Okay, and this is about expansion. Give me a second, I'll grab the book and I'll read to you. Be guided, but do your research. Focus and honesty is needed to overcome obstacles. You know your true north, so be brave about the next steps. We may have a number of purposes in life, not just a single one. It is time for true adventure. Yeah, it's time for you to decide what you're going to focus on and what you're not going to, right? What the obstacles are. And you know that it's time for you to do this so that you can get through this month. All right, Leo. That's it, my friends. That's a wrap. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be seeing you soon. And until then, I am, as always, wishing you divine light and love.